Grand Rising, melanated people. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, and we're out here loving life and enjoying nature. Please like, comment, subscribe. Hit the alert button so you get a notification of when I put up a new video. I wanted to talk to you today about something that has been kind of troubling me as our need for melanated healing and our need to come together and work together. There are some hindrances, and this is a pretty big one. My channel is called, as you know, Melanated Healing, because I'm concerned about the emotional, the physical, the psychological healing of the melanated people, because there's been so much abuse to us over the years. But when I use the word melanated, some people seem to not understand. I get comments like everybody has melanin, even the animals. Okay. Well, what I'm speaking of is eumelanin. That is, EU is a prefix to that word, EU, melanin. It's eumelanin. And eumelanin is that dark skin, that dark melanin. It's that dark colored melanin. And the prefix EU means good or well. In scientific coinage, it often means true. So we're talking about that true melanin, that good melanin, that eumelanin. The other type of melanin is phenomelanin. It's pheomelanin. And pheomelanin means between black and white, kind of a grayish color thing, between black and white. That's what the prefix pheno means. And those are the two types of melanin, basically. Now, I got a comment from a brother that means well, and I love his passion, let me say that. He's a passionate fellow. Get out of the melanated foolishness. Being black or having black skin doesn't give you special powers. Having the spirit of God does, and having the bloodline. And he went on to talk about the bloodline of dogs and purebred dogs and, lineage and all of those things. And that's well and good. But what we've got to realize is no matter whether you're African spiritualists, whether you're indigenous spiritualists, whether you consider yourself indigenous to this land, whether you consider yourself a Hebrew, whether you consider yourself an Egyptian, we have to realize that the knowledge of who we are has been stolen, lost, taken from our memory by not allowing our ancestors to talk about it and pass it on. We've lost so much. So there are things that we don't know. It hurts my heart when I hear spiritualists say that there's no such thing as a Hebrew. I don't know that. Or when Hebrews say, you got to be a Hebrew if you're going to see whatever the rewards are. We don't know. Alexander went into Kemet and took all of the books, passed them over to the Greeks. People like Plato, Aristotle, they took them and took their own spin on them and put their names on them. Philosophies that they didn't understand, they tried to explain them. We don't know. We have to learn to trust what is within us. And if that's the way you feel, you don't have to knock the next guy for what he's trying to do. Because we're all trying to achieve the same goal, to bring up and uplift the melanated people. That should always be the goal. But we have become a people, based on Willie Lynch's letter and what Willie Lynch told them they needed to do, we've become a people that dilute things. It's got to be either black or white. It's red or it's green. There is no in-between shades with us. So if I believe that I'm indigenous, I was already here. Africans came over in the 1300s. You know, we have proof that they sailed there. Now, whether they were here before that or not, I don't know. They could have been. I'm not debating that issue. I'm not going to argue with people who say that they are. That's their right, you know, but we don't know because so much has been destroyed. We know that Columbus said that the Africans have a route to the New World. And it's hard. I don't know if we can make it, but they made it. We know that was in his diary. So we know that there was some that sailed over here on their own. Some of us sailed over here on our own and was here. And there could have been people who, from the start, from the beginning, from the formation, that could have been here. All of these are possibilities, but we got to stop operating in absolutes. We have to. You know, the Christian operates in absolutes. The Hebrew operates in absolutes. The African spiritualists operate in absolutes. And as spiritualists, we're really not supposed to operate in absolutes. Because everything within spiritual and within nature is balance. There's a balance. These mindsets are held over from Christianity, from Muslim, from whatever we were before we woke up and realized that we were of our true nature. These absolute thoughts are held over from those. So we need to be about unity and working together. We can get nowhere if we can't agree to disagree and take the facts as they are. I have nothing against the Hebrews. There were black people in Africa. This Bible, this thing came out of Africa. So the people in there were black. No doubt about that. Egypt, black. No doubt about that. And these are things that they don't want you to know. They go to so many extents. People always bring up the Michael Jackson situation and talk about Michael Jackson this and Michael Jackson that, and did he do it? But what they don't realize is when Michael Jackson made Remember When, which was a song about what we used to be as black people in Egypt, had a star-studded cast, Eddie Murphy, Magic Johnson, I think Imani, a bunch of people in there. And Steven Spielberg was supposed to produce it, allegedly, but backed out when he found out what the real deal was about it. Now, a year after that, that's when the allegations of pedophilia came up with Michael Jackson. They don't want that knowledge out there. And they don't want to reverse it. They can't have that knowledge out there. They want you to think that the people you see in Egypt now are the people that were originally. Those were invaders, crossbred invaders, now that you see. So we have to realize how far they will go to hide our true history and how hard we have to dig to find it. There are museums in England that the basements are jam-packed full of our knowledge, our writings, our hieroglyphics, all of this stuff that they don't want us to ever see. That's why they keep them in the basement. When you see all these people back in these old movies and stuff, and they show you they were going to Africa on safari and this, that, and other, yeah, there are people that love to kill anything. So safari was a part of it, but basically they were there seeking knowledge, looking for artifacts, looking for things that they could bring back that would empower them so that they could make more money. These were rich businessmen that were taking these safaris and stuff. And they were looking for our magic to bring back, to use it against us, but then stipe us in Christianity so that we don't realize what our magic is. Damn, that's some powerful shit. But we have to wake up and realize that the things they have told us are lies, and that we don't have the absolute answers 100% right now yet. So our minds have to be open to learn, to grow, to understand what we are capable of. And the brother said that melanin doesn't make you anything special. Well, it protects me from UV rays, and it don't protect him from UV rays. That makes me special. God created the sun. The sun is energy. He can't spend that much time in the sun. That unmelanated fella, that unmelanated woman can't spend that much time. They'll burn, they'll get cancer, they'll get sunspots, all that stuff. But I'm protected from UV rays. So yeah, that makes me special, brother. Sorry you feel otherwise. My melanin in my body can conduct electricity. That phenomelanin can't. In that other fellow, that phenomelanin can't conduct electricity. Yeah, that makes me special. If we're not special, why do you think they try so hard to keep us down and to keep us from knowing our history? Why don't they teach in school that indigenous people were already here and they were enslaved, and some of the tribes were sent to Europe to get rid of them, to erase that knowledge, so that they wouldn't be over here passing on that knowledge of that we were already here? Why don't they want critical race theory taught? Because things like that would be in critical race theory. Things like how the census takers were trained in states like Alabama, Tennessee, Georgia, to coax people away from saying that they were indigenous here, to have them claim themselves as mulatto or runaway slaves joining a tribe or some classification like that. These are all the things that they hid from us. And they hide us today. We've got to undilute the water. We got to make it pure. We got to purify it by knowing who we are, by learning who we are. And stop discounting things just because it doesn't fit your narrative or your thing. See, they gave us several narratives. I wouldn't even be surprised of any, if the things that we believe, they've given us this narrative. It's close to true, but not true. And this is the narrative they want us to be, here or here. When the truth is with balance. Everything has got to be balanced in nature. There's a balance. That's a part of what's wrong with this world and what's wrong with this society, is that non-melanated joker has unbalanced the world. In this matrix we live in, there is no balance. You have to be all with the matrix or nothing. There is no balance. And in spirituality, there must be balance of what we know and what we believe. And we have to learn to trust our inner self to gain this knowledge. That's key and important. Well, that's all I have for you on that, my brothers and my sisters. Be blessed, happy, joyful in your melanated splendor. For you are truly a great people. Truly a great people. A people who are capable of so much more than they've told us and let us know. Be blessed.